I'm not sure, but she's been opening for them the whole time. Or is this her first gig or something? Or is...
I don't know.
You know, you're doing a show, you fucking turn up, you make sure you get there, you go on fucking stage and you come off again.
Yeah, now that should be. But anyway, so you know, so she just said, no, I'll get a taxi. But I guess now she's having problems of finding a taxi.
I thought they were going to say to me, okay, Matt, you go on to... Well, if she doesn't turn up, she doesn't do the fucking show, that's it. You know, I mean, if she's not... I don't want to be a Nazi or anything, but... I don't know, what time is she supposed to finish?
9:30.
And what's the time now? So yeah, so she's supposed to...
When did she phone checked?
Oh, she sound checked between Black Art Procession and me, because that was another thing, because she said, oh, can I just do it quick, because it's just going to be quick and then we can all go back to the hotel. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And actually I finished my sound check half an hour earlier than everything needed to be finished, which was a miracle, considering they were 2 hours late. I just got no time for people who can't do things. I know it's stressful and it's horrible, and as I was saying earlier, the last 5 minutes before you go on is horrible. And there's no experience. But I don't know, if she's been opening for them every night, then she's surely...
I don't know about that.
Maybe this is the first one that she's done and she's just decided to get all fucking stressed about it. Yeah, it's quite childish and selfish and annoying. Fucking musicians, God.
Had the manifestation of Nuit, the unveiling of the company of heaven. Every man and every woman is a star. Every number is infinite, there is no difference. These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men are fools. This is the creation of the world, that the pain of division is as nothing, and the joy of dissolution all. Then the priest fell into a deep trance or swoon, and said unto the Queen of Heaven, write unto us the ordeals, write unto us the rituals, write unto us the law. Then saith the prophet and slave of the beauteous one, who am I, and what shall be the sign?
I am as lonely as a ghost as I sit down to write these notes to you and your intended. Spring is the worst time for most who'll never know the boundaries or hear the notes as they were sung. I believe this lonely ghost was tranced to wander on until by chance or fate was summoned to call on you a service that he knew wouldn't be answered, less repaid in lust. Still your jaded shadow is forced to look upon sights not even a ghost should have to see, and as he slumps so listed, he cannot bear to watch, yet he cannot draw his gaze away and flee. This poor ghost can only howl, although his howls cannot be heard, his cries will go unheeded, no one will ever read his words, and though he cannot weep, he sheds his tears through me.
Where's Louis? What's Louis doing? We're up against Lombric Spaghetti, United, and Stay Hungry. And you're playing as Matt Elliott tonight.
Great.
I'm playing as Chris Adams, and Louis being billed correctly.
That's great.
So hopefully Lombric Spaghetti.
We should go see that.
Where's Louis? He went for a lie down. Louis! Page him.
Louis, should I little morning steam to stage, please? Louis to stage, please. Louis,
Yes.
Louis, just help me out here. How do I get a fucking click on this fucking thing to come through the headphones?
You got to. It's some. Put the input outputs thing.
Oh, because I need to turn that off first.
Matt?
Yes.
Be careful, I will open monitor.
Okay, well you... Okay.
It's because of.
Le voyage, madame, soyez au rendez-vous. 25 rue de la Grange au Loup. Faites vite, il y a peu d'espoir.
I'll cue out.
Yeah, it's getting late here. I think it's here. The 13 should be here.
Yeah, should we go back?
Yeah.
Another one was a very strange one as well, again when I was probably 18, 19, before really I started to do music properly. And I left the planet and I went straight out to space and like instantly, and was behind the dark side of another planet, an alien planet. And they communicated to me and they said, everything's fine, it's okay. Go, you know, like we'll provide things for you. And then that was it. Again, I mean, it's just dreams are dreams. And I told you last night I dreamt I had cancer, so we'll see if that's true. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. So yeah, I don't know what all that means. Probably means I'm mentally ill. But my point is I'm quite open-minded, and I think it's more interesting to be an agnostic, and I'll always be an agnostic as long as I live. I think it's the only rational, intelligent way to be, because to say that you're an atheist is exactly the same to say you're a Catholic or a Buddhist. It's to say this is the way it is and there is no other way. And as I said, there's no evidence for or against. I've seen enough strange things and felt enough strange things and had enough strange things happen to me and other things affect other people that I know and had talked frankly, with enough people to think that there's another dimension that we don't understand, and even if it's not, I certainly don't believe in a God of like a Catholic God. I don't believe in a judgmental. I don't believe in an Old Testament God, a selfish, egotistical human, basically a super powerful human. This notion, I think, is so unlikely that if there is a judgment day, I mean, if I'm going to be judged for fornicating or all the other things, I'll say I have my defense ready, you know. But I think that there is, I think when you work with something like music and you deal with inspiration and things come from nowhere, and certainly with Third Eye Foundation, actually more than with Matt Elliott, because Third Eye Foundation is basically, the music is actually, it's not skill necessarily, although I suffer from depression, so it's often that I wouldn't say, oh, it's me that did this, so I attribute, it's like if someone suffers from depression and they trip over the step, they won't look back at the step because they'll go, I'm an idiot, I tripped over, of course I tripped over a step, I'm stupid. Whereas a normal person will look and go, what the fuck was that upset my journey? So in this respect, I find it easier to give to something else and say it's not for me, but certainly what I can say about Third Eye Foundation is some very strange coincidences happen and things to just put two samples together which then work absolutely perfectly with no need to change or alter them, or will lead you on a way that then you follow this path, you see what I mean? And that's my my overall approach, which I'm coming back to will now, and your own self-will, is that if you throw things out, you throw out 100 fishing lines, 5 will come back, and then from those 5 you can see which ones to follow and which ways to go. And I totally believe in this kind of philosophy.
So am I okay now? Yeah.
Okay, is everyone okay? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, and all that popping, that's just coming through that's just in the monitors. And
That's you, Chris, that's just you. You're just giving, that's the stress, that's your stress.
It's static electricity coming off your brain because of the stress.
as long as it's not out front of house. I don't mind.
Oh no, it's louder out front.
How is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a very, very quiet monitor mix of it. It's just
Alright, are you ready, boys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, am I ready?
No.
Yeah, of course I am.
You're born ready.
Chris, you fucking cunt. Chris, I hate you.
Oh, he's glitching now as well.
Yeah, he's glitching, he's...
I think
Yeah,
somebody's
you
glitching.
fucking...
I wasn't.
Now I've got to open the site again. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. That's exactly what I don't
Well,
want to happen.
best it happen now.
No, because it'll happen again. I said, everyone, make sure your computers are ready.
Yeah.
Save it so it's not going bum 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 as soon as I press my lovely cling. It's going to kill everything dead before it
Yeah,
started.
yeah.
We can't recover from that.
No.
It sets oh, this is mental chaos. This is just
Yeah,
chaos. None
yeah.
of this is even supposed to
There's
happen.
no order to the music at all. And it will be, best thing is to not look confused. If anything goes wrong, don't look
That is
confused.
the worst possible case. That's the only thing that can go. Anything else that happens,
Yeah.
I don't care. But
Yeah.
that, or what happened yesterday. Is that me? Everyone? Is it me? Is it you, Chris? Is it you?
Off! Turn it down!
Mine's just, my levels are just up in the red and it's just vibrating. But is it you? Is it you?
Right. I'm
Can
ready.
you solo everything except me?
Yeah, it's me. It's me.
It is you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you, Chris. Oh, that's a surprise.
The giveaway is the big red block of
Yeah, and the
colour in the
flashing
corner.
the
Yeah.
hazard sign. There's smoke coming out of the fucking processor. Sparks from the DI box,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Et
Right,
cetera.
Chris, are you ready?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
if this
ready.
happens tonight, I'm telling you, we're all sacked. Right, ready?
I'm scared now.
Yeah, be afraid. it's going to be fine.
Hotel tonight?
No, how are we going to get through tonight?
Oh, through tonight? God knows.
It's only just dawning on me. I knew it would
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to be good.
You've got the luxury of playing once tonight.
Yeah, that is true.
And me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually I prefer to play. Because
Yeah.
then I'd at least say, well, look, I did some stuff. I did
Yeah.
some musical stuff, you know. It's
Yeah.
not like I was just randomly pressing buttons
Yeah, yeah.
on a jackpot machine. What you call it.
I like it.
No, it's going to be good.
The good old days.
Yeah. When we had hope.
I don't know if I've had hope.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you know, I sort of slowly got used to the fact that I am an artist and that, you know, this is my job and that that's what I'm going to do probably till the day I die. And
Yeah.
then it all starts going tits up. Not tits up, but you start saying, oh, wait a minute, the gigs aren't offering quite as much money these
Yeah.
days and I'm having to do a lot more of them. So, that's great. That's a good little... That's probably why I'm embittered.
Well, maybe you should just, in your head, just decide that you're like an estate agent or something, and then the gig offers will come back again.
Yeah, maybe.
Announce your retirement. Do like a
No,
Jay-Z.
It's not that. It's not
Well,
that
this
bad.
is this.
The farewell
These gigs
tour.
are almost coming out of retirement.
Yeah. Yeah, then that's why you'd think people would come to them.
No, it's just going to be embarrassing.
Didn't like it then, don't like it now. Just look at the flyer. Oh yeah, I know. Oh no, I didn't really. I did see him on his own. No.
Yeah, everyone's alarms gone off on their phone.
Yeah.
Do not go
Do not
to
go
this gig.
yeah. Reminder. This is the problem with technology. Everyone's got reminders on their phone telling them not to come to this gig tonight. Be on Facebook and all that.
And that's why it's the only thing that's left. I think this is the worst we've ever been. Most unfriendly society, most suspicious. In some respects we peaked a long time ago, and now we're just descending into this silly, stupid way of doing things, completely illogical. I was making the point, we're treated like terrorists. We should just all become terrorists, They really treat us like this. It's fucking terrible. Why not just assume that most people aren't terrorists and try and track down the ones that are, which is no one, because I don't believe terrorism even exists. You'll hear a lot more of this kind of talk during the course of the next couple of years, because I'm a total conspiranoid. I think it's all bullshit. I think, including the bombing on the train track in Russia. I think it's done by the Russians, because it's, and even if it's not, then there's a reason. I can understand why people are pissed off with the Russian government, because they destroyed the capital city of Chechnya. They gave everyone 48 hours to leave. You can imagine this in Paris or something. The government says, okay, you've got 48 hours to leave, and if you don't leave, then you're basically fighting us, and so we're going to kill you. That's exactly what happened. And a lot of people were killed, mainly poor people that couldn't escape, didn't have any other option than to stay in their fucking houses. And so, of course, that's going to upset people. People lost their whole families. And so as a result, there's pictures of me naked in this. There's some woman looking at it. She's probably got them now. She probably copies them and takes them home, or who knows what. But getting back to England, all the CCTV cameras are all operated by private companies, and who's watching what they do and who's monitoring and making sure that they're not breaching people's privacy. But privacy doesn't seem to mean anything to anyone these days. And it's us that pays for it. That's what pisses me off. It's us that pay for it, and then these private companies charge at a profit, and they haven't got anything better to do. They haven't got health things to spend money on. They haven't got schooling to spend money on. Our money. I don't want to pay to be watched by, because I'm not a criminal. And even if I don't agree with the laws, that I smoke and take drugs, and that's I believe is my choice to do. I make an informed choice. I'm an intelligent guy. I've researched it, and I'm happy to take the risk. But that doesn't make me a criminal. I'm not a murderer. I've never hurt anyone. I don't get in fights. I don't steal from people. I'm not an antisocial person. In fact, I'm a very social person, actually. I hold doors open for people. I help old women with their luggage when they're on the train. I'm a nice guy, normally, So I don't need laws to tell me to be nice and be morally good and everything else. I have a conscience, and like I said, I'm an intelligent guy, and I wish more people were actually a bit nicer. When you see people driving around, the way people drive, the way people act generally and everything, it's anyway. Oh, so the cat gave birth last night. To talk about something completely trivial. The cat, there's an interesting thing about cats, and it's called toxoplasmosis. You know about this? No? Cats carry this thing called toxoplasmosis, and actually it's really dangerous to pregnant women. But they carry it, some are infected with it, and you can get it as a human if you interact with cats, and they lick you or they eat your food or so, and you can contract this thing. I think sometimes if they scratch you as well. And it's really interesting, the study, because it increases the level of depression, but it also increases creativity, and people who suffer from toxoplasmosis do tend to be artistic people, but also depressed people. So maybe, but it could be, why Egyptians found them sacred and stuff, because those people who associated with cats became sort of depressed, creative people. And it can be fatal, actually, but normally it's not, as far as I know. I don't know, check it out on the thing, because I was really fascinated. I read an article in the 14 Times about it, and I was like, wow, that explains a lot, actually. But actually, I think I've come to the conclusion that mental illness is the norm, actually. I don't think I know a single person that's not mental. And if you just look out the window, you just observe. I would remember distinctly just being really high on drugs in Holland, surprise, surprise, and worrying that I appeared insane. I was just thinking, God, people think I'm insane if they look at me the way I'm acting and everything. And I sat down and just got a beer in a bar on a table outside, and I just watched everyone. And I was like, hold on a second, everyone is fucking mad, everyone has got... I'm always obsessed with people's motivations to do things. And, it's really fascinating why someone would be attracted to one thing or another thing, and even that is some part of insanity. I think if you analyse things enough, it's the only conclusion you can come to, that people are just insane. There are lots of little things that they do, surrounding things, trying to build some kind of comfort that never comes, because it doesn't matter how much you have or how secure you are. I mean, it was pretty much, this is the first time I've had an apartment in years, so when you're like this, you just move around, and so you don't become so attached to things. All of this stuff has been in boxes for years, and I didn't really miss any of it. The only thing that I really used the things in my suitcase, my musical stuff on my computer. And in some ways that's quite a nice way to not have so many attachments and so many things to worry about losing or... Okay, now I've lost my ramble. The odd times I'm stuck in traffic at 7 in the morning because everyone's going to work and I'm just trying to get somewhere to go for a show or so. I think, how the fuck do people do this every day? I don't understand it. I don't understand out of all the people, I've probably said this before as well, I'm the one who's closest to revolution, I'm the one who wants a revolution, and my life is fucking great. These people that just go to work or settle, I think it's the worst thing for people to settle. I've seen it happen to so many people, the talented musicians, writers, artists, who end up working in fucking banks or supermarkets, and it's horrible. And society is specifically designed to get you to do that, even from school. Everyone said I'd never be a musician all through my life. From my parents, my school, and everyone else. They said it's impossible unless you're going to be the big star, and it's not the case. It depends what you want in life, and I don't want that much. I want a place to live, and I want to be able to feed myself and my kids. And if that's all you want, then that's fine. And I'm fucking lucky to be able to do what I do and get paid just enough to cover everything. Anyway, massively rambling. Let me tell you the story of why I think I was reincarnated. Have I told you it before? It's the only thing I've got any kind of evidence for, and it's the kind of thing I'll tell you and you can take it or leave it, and you can believe it or not. I mean, I'd tell you it fucking happened, but it's one of those things, I believe it, but there's no way of convincing you, and as I say, you take it or leave it. But what happened was, and this is before I took any drugs, bear this in mind, I was probably 13 or 14 at the time. I'd never even smoked a joint at this time, or even a cigarette. I just bought some batteries for a computer game in the garage, and I was reading the back of the battery packet, you know, to just have things written on the back while I was waiting to cross the road, and I just stepped off the curb onto the road. I wasn't going to cross, I knew that there was a car coming. The woman obviously thought she obviously saw me reading and thought I was going to carry on, and she was going quite fast. So she beeped the horn, and this set off something in my head, I think because I was concentrating on this, and then all of a sudden the noise of the horn and maybe the howl of the brakes, you know, when someone stops the car, and it made me run. And I wasn't running in the street anymore, I was running in the plains of Africa, you know. It was like not a desert, it was flat and it was yellow, and there was something chasing me, and I was running, and I only remember afterwards my arms were black. I was a black man running on the plains, and from something like a rhino or so, or something was chasing me, something big, which makes sense because the car was a grey car actually. So it could have been easily just a hallucination, but it was so vivid that I was actually there. There was no street, there was no road, nothing. I was running. The car clipped the back of my leg. It didn't really hurt me. It clipped the back of my leg and I fell on the floor, and at that instant that it hit the back of my leg, I thought, I'm dead, I've been killed, whatever, the beast has got me. And then I don't really remember how I exactly came round. I guess as I landed on the floor and realised I wasn't dead, the reality came, and then unfortunately another car went crashing into the back of the other car, and it had some children in it and stuff like that. That's a sideline, but that's it always stayed with me, this thing, and it's Sudden realization that not all is what it seems rises somehow exponentially. It turns from a cry to a wail to a scream. Pain can force the hand and turn the mind. The pictures taint the judgment every time. Then I turn around and see a wreck strewn in the road. The pictures and the pain will never know. The pictures and the pain that I wasn't good enough to keep from scarring you. Some things are meant for you and you alone. So I add more fuel to the fire, try to find an answer in the pyre. At first the flames are comfort, but the smoke gets in the eyes. There's only so much left one can burn, and now I find I'm dancing round the ashes of the bridges that I've burned. I take nothing from the lessons that I've learned. So the wheel relentlessly goes round, just cuts the ruts a little deeper down. This youthful smile has turned into a frown, the eyes forever down, the spark forever drowned. I'll sing as I go. I've learned well that it's best not to know, and I'll use up the last of what's left in a vain effort just to forget. This anger drags as it's pulled. It's disturbing the calm of the pool. I am lost in this mournful refrain while reanalyzing the stain. This tainted wreck of lies again. And if what you said is true, I'm condemned to repeat till I'm through, at least until I can learn to forgive, or learn simply not to relive. And this dream I could weep so profoundly I finally could sleep, undisturbed by the demons and shades, this endless cycle of betrayal. Oh, how we fell. And how is one Okay, we do the piano thing? If you want.
For sure.
Yeah. Sorry.